Welcome everyone to another Quantum Week for Investors, edition number 2. I am Michael, Director of Investment Advisory at GQI, and today we are talking about the quantum tech funding trends in private capital market. So what I have here presented in front of you is the dashboard, GQI dashboard, where we display the market and business intelligence regarding the investments in the quantum tech world. Here I presented to start um, the data from 2021, where the big money really started to flow into quantum. The 2022 was at 600 million, and the 2021 was at 1.7 billion, which marks 170% more than the previous year. Though it's interesting to see that actually the number of the funding rounds was a bit smaller than in 2020. In terms of the technology, we all need hardware for quantum computing, and since it was just the beginning, very dynamic, but still beginning, the most of the money flew into quantum computing hardware. In terms of the timeline, you see a very jumpy and uneven timeline for quantum computing. This is caused by a few big deals, especially post IPO equity, where IonQ and Arkit went public, and also PsiQuantum deal, which is a photonics quantum computing hardware startup located in the USA. In terms of the geographic distribution, around 70-75% goes to the US. The rest of the world, including quite a variety, but still needs to catch up. 2022 looks a bit familiar to 2023 with the same trends already trying to establish themselves. So let's fast forward to the 2023, which is already last year. What we see here, the amount of money comparable to 2021, the amount of rounds a little bit bigger. It's actually growing year by year. So here are no dramatic changes. What has definitely changed is the technological classification distribution, where we see now actually quantum software beating quantum hardware, and a much more variety regarding quantum communications, quantum sensing, and quantum computing mid-stack founding. The timeline still looks a bit chunky. Now each month we have some deals, but then we have $500 million deal in February, or 100 million in November, and that's why it presents it this way. In terms of the numbers for seed, actually let's have a look at it in a bit more detailed. The seed has gathered the most money, and it's growing year by year. Here US is no longer dominating, and actually the rest of the world is a little bit catching up. And right now, if we remove this filter, the US is actually around only 45% of the overall private capital funding in all quantum tech categories. What we also can have a look at is this software versus hardware. So if we filter by hardware, we see that many of the numbers go down, and that Europe, especially the Quandela and Oxford Quantum Circuits recent deals, made the numbers a bit bigger in Europe than in the US and in other parts of the world. When we look at the quantum computing software, We see that definitely um, US with Sandbox AQ leading the revolution comes into play. And actually, we cover in this newsletter also the acquisition of a good chemistry company by Sandbox AQ. So a quick summary in terms of the money, it's around the same level. In terms of the number of deals, it's a little bit growing. In terms of the variety and diversity in deals, it's definitely um, much more colorful than it was in 2021 or 2022. The timeline is still choppy with many small deals, but a few very big ones, which a little bit distort the landscape. The Series A and Series B a little bit struggled in 2023, but since Series Seed is stable, we will probably continue to see a lot of startups raising Series A in 2024 as well. In terms of the geography, the rest of the world catching up with the United States, though it's also worth mentioning that not only private capital is important in quantum, but also national initiatives, and here China is definitely leading. So this is not the full picture yet, but definitely something that we'll cover in the coming editions of Quantum Week for investors. Thank you and stay tuned.